1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Testing it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful.
All right, let's go. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. All folks, welcome. We are live at the WFCU Center, courtside, getting ready for Windsor Express versus the London Lightning. I am Brett Hedges. He is Aaron Sanders. We'll be on the call tonight for Knoxroom.tv. Aaron, the London Lightning come into this game with a 14-game winning streak. What does this Windsor Express squad have to do to stop the Lightning tonight?
Well, obviously, they got to make sure they size up with the bigs. And especially when it comes to the point guard game, you got to trap every corner as you can. If you trap them, especially on the transition game, you'll be all right.
Absolutely. And coming to the Windsor Express this week are three familiar faces. Wouldn't say new exactly. We got Shaquille Keith back with a trade to with Cape Breton for a trade that sent Clinton Springer Williams out east. And of course, we signed two new players, Tony Bennett and Rudolph Jolly. Two guys that are familiar with this system, all three guys familiar with this system. Let's start with Shaq Keith. What do you think he can add to this club?
Shaq Keith, number one, he's a guy that adds depth to the roster, especially in the front court where the Windsor Express need it the most. They can't rely on Evans and DeAndre Thomas on him the most, so you go for the young bloods. You go to Shaq Keith, a guy that has so much muscle to penetrate inside and crash those boards, so it's a really good addition for them.
Absolutely. 16 points per game in Cape Breton for Shaquille Keith. He looks to fill in the 3-4 spot vacated by Quinnell Brown. Two people that we know very well. Tony Bennett is back for the Windsor Express. He's a fan favorite. He's rocking number 5, and this guy's a pro's pro. I'm really excited to see what he does tonight.
Boy, oh boy, Tony Bennett, let me tell you folks, when he is on fire, he is on fire. He could shoot the lights out at will. He's one of the premier point guards, as he proved last year, to lead the Windsor Express to the division finals. So it's great to see how he will work out with the point guard system along with Maurice Jones, or the two.
Absolutely. With Darren Duncan on the IR, makes a lot of sense that they bring in Tony Bennett. A character right there, Nick Evans. He's going to get some help down low from Rudolph Jolly. Rudolph is 6'10" and 260 pounds, a Canadian as well, so that helps round out that Canadian spot.
And I bet you 10 times that he is as well as Jolly to be back for this Windsor Express team. He helped last year. No question about it, a front court dynamic. So imagine him and Shaquille Keith doing wonders for this Windsor Express team, being able to stop them and everything else that adds to it. A dynamic duo, if I say so myself.
I have to say that the forward core for the Windsor Express really shoring up. You've got Jernard Giroux, you got Nick Evans, DeAndre Thomas, Juan Patillo rocking that 3-4 spot, and now you've got Rudolph Jolly. This roster really starting to come together, and London had a fantastic start to the regular season, obviously 18-3, but it's all about winning in the playoffs, and right now, you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly, and with the playoff system this year, we said it over and over again, one team will not make it in the division, but Windsor and London, when it comes to this 401 rivalry, anything could happen, Brett. And I'll tell you, games haven't been as close as it's been when it comes to this season series. The average margin for these two teams has been 11.6. Windsor Express averaging 97 points per game against this team. London Lightning averaging almost 107 points per game. And they're the only team, Brett, to keep the London Lightning under 100 points this year.
Yeah, that's a significant statistic that the Windsor Express have held them under 100 points. They average 117 points per game. Windsor only 96. That's a big scoring difference, so the defense is going to have to be there for the Express, and I got to think that a guy like Tony Bennett is going to help them lead the way.
Yes, especially when he's shifty and he's all-around player. I mentioned last year that he is one of the guys that provides the master lock defense. But you go talk about the defensive side. We talk about the offensive side. He is an all-around player. He's the one that starts up the transition game. So to see how that team chemistry will go, especially the way these acquisitions been going for the Windsor Express, is one thing you got to put your money on.
Absolutely. Worth noting, Darren Duncan on the IR. So Aaron Bowen was signed as his IR designate. Sorry, unfortunate to see Darren go down, but a healthy Darren Duncan is well worth waiting for within the next 17 games. What do you think it has to happen for this Windsor Express team over the next 17 games to solidify themselves as the 2 or 3 seed in the Central Division? A lot of these teams are real close together.
Well, they got to crash the offensive boards, number one. Most people say it's easier said than done, but then again, if you have a guy like Nick Evans and DeAndre Thomas crashing those boards, you'll have no problem. Second off, it goes back to the transition game, and third off, it's about how you deal with the mid-range game and penetrate inside, because once again, 97 points per game, not a good statistic, so you really got to take advantage of that, and it's one way to do it against this London Lightning team who has been clicking on all cylinders.
Absolutely. Fantastic players. Royce White, Julian Boyd, Ryan Anderson, just to name a few. And, of course, we've got the returning Garrett Williamson tonight. So the Windsor Express have their hands full. Anything else you'd like to add, Aaron?
Nope. This is going to be a doozy, folks. 401 Rivalry, Chapter 4, Part 5. Tune in for this one. We got you covered.
Absolutely. We're going to go upstairs for the call after the national anthem here on Knoxroom.tv. We'll be right back, folks.
Join Tecumseh Vista in the singing of our national anthem. And now your Tourism Windsor Essex Peely Island lineup for the visiting London Lightning. Number 5, Junior Cadigan. Number 30, Royce White. Number 32, Joel Friesen. Number 42, Julian Boyd. Number 44, Ryan Anderson. And Coach Kyle Julius.
All right, welcome to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Up top at the media booth here is Brett Hedges alongside my good friend Aaron Sanders, getting ready for action between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Right now we're introducing our starting lineup for the Windsor Express. Starting for London tonight, number 5, Junior Cadogan, number 30, Royce White, number 32, Joel Friesen, number 42, Julian Boyd, and number 44, Ryan Anderson. For the Windsor Express, the starters will be number 1, Juan Patillo, number 10, Warren Ward, number 11, Maurice Jones, number 30, Wally Ellenson, and number 44, Nick Evans. The Express will go right to left to begin the game. The London Lightning in their black and yellow jerseys going left to right. And Aaron, the Windsor Express have not had a lot of success against London this year, but with some new faces in the fold, this might be their night to knock them off.
Especially they got those new acquisitions right on time, Brett Hedges. And I'll tell you one thing, what I've seen from those recent signings is nothing but depth, and that's what you have to have in order to take on this London Lightning team, because they're filled with it. They're filled with all-around players that could go from point A to point B in an instant, and they go quick as a blur. So for the Windsor Express to add such depth into their lineup, they got a shot here tonight.
Absolutely. The new faces, of course, are Shaquille Keith, who came over in a trade with Kate Breton that sent Clinton Springer-Williams to the Highlanders, and of course signing Tony Bennett out of Pro League in Mexico, and of course Rudolph Jolly playing in Vietnam. He was the MVP of that league, worth noting. So some players with maybe something to prove here in their first game, NBO Canada game, after very successful seasons elsewhere.
Well, when you lead on to one part of success, you hope to gain some more success on the other hand. So for these guys to come back, number one, Rudolph Jolly, I mean, big guy his size, no question
6'10".
about it. Yeah, no question about it. Won MVP, so expect an MVP caliber performance from him tonight, and he hopes that carries on with this Windsor Express team tonight.
Hopefully, we don't want to put too much pressure on the young Rudolph Jolly. He's one of the 4 Canadians on this squad playing out of the University of Quebec at Montreal, and he's looking to contribute at a high clip. And someone I'm really excited to seeing is Tony Bennett. He was a big part of our second NBO Canada championship with the Windsor Express, a big reason why we even got to the NBO Canada Central Division Finals last year before losing to London in 6 games. So could be a lot of fun here tonight at the WFCU, and we're glad you're all watching on Knockstrom.tv. Nick Evans and Julian Boyd are set to tip it up in front of a fantastic crowd here at the WFCU. Windsor in their white jerseys with red trim, and the game is up and underway. Here come the London Lightning, scoring on nearly 117 points per game. And there's White, the double-double, or triple-double man, I should say. Anderson, high off the glass for 2. Chalk that assist up to Royce White.
And the Windsor Express defense was caught up on Royce White because they know what wonders he could do in the mid-range game. He could penetrate just like that, and they got caught up on that, not being aware of the paint.
Juan Patilla at the 3-point line, defended by Boyd. Puts a charge in, misses, and Royce White rebounds. Over to Boyd. His shot is blocked by Ellenson, and the Express bring the ball up the floor. Maurice Jones. Interior pass intended for Nick Evans is knocked away by the London Lightning and will stay with the Windsor Express. Lennon almost came up with another turnover there.
You see, this is the matchup everybody's looking for. Royce White and Nick Evans. Warren Ward for the 3.
Boyd with that rebound. Quick pass up to Ryan Anderson. In the corner, Friesen, catch and shoot. Julian Boyd made a good effort to grab that rebound, but he can't keep himself inbound. So just 2-0 here for the London Lightning after a minute of play. Maurice Jones, who played over 50 minutes in Saturday's loss to Orangeville, overtime loss. Sets a high screen with Nick Evans at the 3-point line. Maurice Jones, and it's good.
And Maurice Jones showing all heart once again.
Boyd on the baseline, rising up, missing, and Juan Patilla cleans it. Allenson thought about taking the shot, gives it over to Warren Ward. Jones gets doubled, gives it over to Nick Evans at the elbow. Oh, just can't get it to fall. Another rebound for Royce White. And he goes one-on-one with Patillo and scores off glass. Royce White.
And that's one part. That's how he averages almost 18 points per game, Brett, being able to take it inside with no hesitation.
Patillo is fouled on the pass. I believe Ryan Anderson's going to pick up that one. Be the first foul called in the game, and it will give the Windsor Express sideline possession at three-point line extended. Ward for three. That's off the heel. Too much on that one. White loses it. Maurice Jones got his hands on that one. Going the other way. Jones at the elbow draws the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line. Nice hesitation move there. Set up the foul by Julian Boyd.
He knew he was going to go right down to the rim. He wanted to finish it strong. He caught the attention of the defense, like you said, Brett. And it's one of those key factors of the game that you have to keep in mind if you want to beat this London team, because they go so fast from left and right, or right to left, if you will, that they do not have enough time to keep their power and muscle in check, if you will, getting right into their defender or whatever you have it. And that's why Maurice Jones picked up that foul.
Jones with 5 quick points for the Windsor Express. They're up 5-4 over London. 2.5 minutes into the game here on Knockstrom.tv. Thanks for joining us, folks. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders on the call. Anderson at the elbow to Royce White. Off the glass and good. Those two seem to be very in sync. And London goes up 6-5. Interior pass for Nick Evans. He gets around the defense. Tried to pass it in the corner, but that's knocked away. And here comes Joel Friesen. Anderson with his foot on the line. Can't knock it down. Julian Boyd with the follow. No good. Ellenson. Inside to Patillo. Working against Royce White. Patillo. Jumper is good.
And 9 times out of 10, Brett, he'll make that shot specifically from the 45. That is his hot spot.
Cadogan getting a high screen to his right. Off the glass. No good. Tipped away. And running the other way come the Windsor Express. Jones is blocked by Joel Friesen, and it will go out of bounds. Windsor Express ball.
Maurice Jones, he had the open lane. That's why he went in. He didn't want to take a shot when he knows there's going to be a lot of attention dragged on to him. So he's been doing that ever since the start of the game, and he scored the team's first 5 points.
Warren Ward over to Nick Evans at the elbow. Kicks it to Wally for 3. No good. But that ball is kept alive by Juan Patillo. Looking for cutters. Baseline jumper. No good. Williamson. And welcome back, Garrett Williamson, in his first game after sustaining injury. Looks like the good old Garrett Williamson of old. He goes right to the cup and draws the foul for 2.
Now quickly going back on that last play, Brett, when Patillo got the rebound, he knew all those London defenders going to go right at him, and you've seen right out of the gate on the transition game, they went on 1-4. Mainly all the London guys are at the back, so that's why he took matters in his own hands, wanted to take the shot off, so that way when London goes on the offense, they would have so many men back that they can't recover.
Nick Evans with the rebound after the missed free throw by Garrett Williamson. 7-7 the game. Warren Ward at the elbow, kicks it out to Jones, steps into a 3, no, fakes the shot. Sets up a high screen with Nick Evans, gets around Royce White, has to double out. Nice defense from London there, leads to the easy 2 by Royce White.
And they know one of Maurice Jones's problems this year is pressure and reacting to it, so they double teamed him right immediately as soon as he lost control of the ball.
Ward looking inside, Nick Evans loses it, knocked away by Royce White. Joel Friesen has it. Up the cup. Joel Friesen with the left-hand finish scores for 2, and London's up 11-7. Joel Friesen, what a fantastic player he's been for London this year. After winning a championship in Halifax a season ago, contributing at a very high pace for the London Lightning.
And adding much more to this already powerful Lightning team. Patillo.
Patillo hesitated on the first shot. Second shot is off rim. Royce White to Julian Boyd. That's off. That one's going to go out of bounds, and Windsor Express basketball. And you don't want to let Julian Boyd get hot. Earlier in the regular season, I believe Julian Boyd had 27 points at halftime off of 8 threes.
That's right.
If I'm correct, and Royce White was very close to a triple-double at half as well. And the Express looking to dent the London lead. Allenson. Williamson not giving him much room. Marvin Phillips got around on DeAndre Thomas and stole that basketball. Royce. And Royce White will go to the free throw line after drawing a foul.
Now see, Royce White, most people would see him as a triple-double guy, and he is. But I know most of his power comes from the assist game. He's one of the most unselfish guys you will ever meet in the NBLC, Brett.
Absolutely. We're going to have a quick timeout here. 5:55 left in the first quarter. We're going to step aside here. Timeout called by the Windsor Express. 7-11 Express Trail, London. We'll be right back. Coming back out of the timeout, Royce White at the free throw line. His team up 7-11. Knocks down the first free throw.
And Brett, I mentioned before we went away for a little bit that Royce White is one of the most unselfish men in the NBLC. You may look to his points considering he's the leading scorer for the London Lightning, but when he dishes it out to somebody, he gets great excitement out of that because he likes to see his teammates mesh together and provide more W's and greater points for themselves.
Windsor trailing 12-7. Patillo in the corner for Jones with his foot on the line. Long two. DeAndre Thomas with the offensive rebound, and he scores off glass.
And he knew he had a great opening for that rebound too, so that's why he didn't have any problems with it. That's what he does best, dominating the point, dominating the post because it is his neighborhood.
Cadogan. That ball knocked away, but Marvin Phillips has it. Loses it is Phillips. On the run is Wally Ellenson. Probably could have been 2 kick balls there, but it's going to end up in a jump. And it will stay with the Windsor Express.
And big props to DeAndre Thomas for setting up that possession right there, poking the ball out of possession, leading Windsor to get back at it and try to score an easy deuce. And a good shout out to Wally Ellison for keeping his eye on the ball too on that play.
Ellenson will inbound from the elbow, extended. And that's going to be a 5-second violation. He tried to go inside to DeAndre Thomas. And nothing doing. Good defense from the London Lightning. And here comes Shaquille Keith and Tony Bennett.
And hear this, folks. Hear this. TB's back in the building.
If I may say so, TB looks really slim, looks really good. Cadogan trying to find Marvin Phillips, and that will be a turnover.
Yeah, back to what you said, Brett. He looks very very great, in great physical shape, and I think I kind of expect him to go from point A to point B in like less than 2 seconds. I bet you his speed has improved, and I bet you his shots have gotten better in his time away.
Tony Bennett has some... DeAndre Thomas down low can't score over Marvin Phillips. Tony Bennett also has some time playing for the London Lightning. Early in his NBO Canada career, as Royce White gets a nice bounce off the rim for 2. But Tony really likes playing in Windsor. He gave me probably the biggest hug I've had from any returning player so far. Nice defense there from the London Lightning. Royce White in transition. And Juan Patillo going to be called for the foul. They're going to say that's on the floor, no shot. Juan Patillo with the foul. Shaquille Keith rocking number 23. Tony Bennett rocking number 5 for the Windsor Express. Gernard Giroux going to check into the game.
In the game of Express, number 22.
Patillo will take a seat.
Now see, this is the matchup and the chemistry I was talking about, Brett, that I'm really looking forward to seeing. DeAndre and Shaq at the same time on the floor. Big three-pointer right there.
Marvin Phillips showing off his range there with a big three-pointer. My earliest London Lightning memories involve a lot of Marvin Phillips.
Well, he was the big dog. He knows how to dominate.
DeAndre off the glass, draws the foul, but can't get the shot to fall.
And my mistake, Brett, but I'm certain that DeAndre has had plenty of battles with the big dog in his time in the NBLC. So it's like a revitalized rivalry within itself. So we're seeing a lot of returns here this year. DeAndre Thomas, number 1, Marvin Phillips on the other end. And both of them all lead up to the same answer, bringing depth to both of their teams. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how these teams play out as the rest of the season goes.
DeAndre misses the first free throw. Collects himself, puts up the second. Makes it 17-10. Anderson at the point guard spot, defended by Bennett.
Oh, good look.
Pass was just behind Marvin Phillips, but Kyle Johnson gets it. Tried to line up an elbow jumper, no good. Here come the Express, Shaquille Keith in transition. Tony Bennett on the drive to his left, back to Keith for 3. That's off the mark. Marvin Phillips saves it from going out of bounds, and here come the Lightning. Kyle Johnson open for 3, closing out is Shaquille Keith, and he misses. Tony Bennett. And a reach-in foul going to be called against Garrett Williamson on the perimeter.
Brett, it seems like both teams are confident in all the shot choices they are because they're not boxing out to get the offensive boards. So it's one thing you got to look after, but you have to box out too if you want to go from point A to point B to score, as DeAndre Thomas did.
DeAndre Thomas going to the middle there and scoring 2 off the middle. Big basket for the Express. They trail by 5, 17-12.
And one thing to look out to, Brett, is Kyle Johnson, another guy that could warm up when he gets his shots up and running. 51 points in one game, especially against the Moncton Miracles not so long ago in their 146-102 victory. 7 points shy of tying an all-time Lightning record for most points scored.
Keep your eye on him. Garrett Williamson to his right. Quick ball movement from the London Lightning. There's Johnson. Elbow jumper. It's good.
He wanted to attract the attention from Giroux, but he had a good shooting stroke onto him, so it wasn't necessary for him to get it, but he got the shot to go.
Bennett for 3. There it is. Tony Bennett, welcome back to Windsor, my friend.
And that's one thing that the Express Nation has missed from him, his ability to shoot confidently, especially beyond the arc.
A foul going to be called on the rebound there. Garrett Williamson took a push in the hip, it looked. And we're going to have Lightning ball on the baseline. Coach Bill Jones getting after Gernard Giroux. Windsor's got to play defense once again. Johnson directing traffic. Setting up a high screen. Criswell steps out of bounds, and it will be Express ball.
And it was good for the Express, too, because they were trying to be careful of how the Lightning play, because they swing the ball around so often that creates open space for them. So for the Express to stay man-to-man, especially on a set play, could really change things around if they keep it that way.
Tony Bennett, once again, defended by Ryan Anderson. Those two were teammates in Windsor's second championship season. DeAndre loses it. Garrett Williamson with the steal. Give and go. Williamson in the corner for Johnson. He cuts. They're whizzing that ball around. Julian Boyd to Johnson. Williamson. Anderson off. Shaquille Keith with the rebound. Windsor looking to respond. Down by 4 here with just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. Tony Bennett in his first game in a Windsor Express jersey in 2017. To the right, no call. Up the floor, Shaquille Keith intercepts that one. I'm sure he played a little bit of football back in the day.
Hey, no problem with that type of muscle he has. You better get out the way.
Probably would have been a really solid tight end, I'd have to say. No call. Criswell up the floor to Johnson. Anderson back to Johnson. Boyd. No call down low. Giroux must have got his hand on that one.
And Giroux redeeming himself from the last foul. And it was wise. Very wise.
25 seconds to go here in the first. Windsor down by 4. Tony Bennett directing traffic. Getting the high screen from Gernard Giroux. He launches for 3. It's almost like look at the left, and I'm going to bop you with the right. He was directing traffic, lulled the defense to sleep, so to speak, and knocked down the 3, a big 3 at that. Anderson with a nice crossover. On to his left. Woo, I thought that was going in. It wouldn't have surprised me, but the Windsor Express battle from an early deficit and trail 19-18 after the first quarter. Aaron, your thoughts?
It's quite amazing how the Windsor Express are playing defense right now. They're not getting flustered, especially with the crisp ball handling the Lightning is displayed, because that's their game, and the Windsor Express, they know them too well. The 401 rivalry really living up to his name. 1-point game.
Absolutely. 19-18, the London Lightning lead on Knoxroom.tv. We'll be right back here with the second quarter here from Windsor. Welcome back, folks, here on Knoxroom.tv. Welcome back, folks, on Knoxroom.tv. London leading 19-18 after the first quarter. Aaron Sanders, what do the stats say to you?
It's a pretty close game so far, Brett. London shooting 38% from the field compared to the Windsor Express. They're shooting exact 30%. And I don't argue that stat any more than I would say about the defense, because the defense has been on pack for the Windsor Express, and right on cue, Jannard Giroux doing what he does best, getting on the ball on defense, but all those other stats pretty close. Oh, baby!
Tony Bennett and one. He had 2 big three-pointers in the first quarter, and he starts the second off with a big basket in the Windsor Express lead with 1 free throw to go.
And it's worth noting, too, Brett, we got to say a big Windsor hello to Aaron Bowen. He is now on the court, number 24.
Yep.
Well, go ahead.
Yep, Aaron Bowen named Darren Duncan's IR designate. So welcome to Windsor, Aaron. 6'6", 212 pounds. He's got some size on him for a guard. I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Junior Cadogan up the floor quickly to Ryan Anderson for 3, and he connects.
And again, you're not surprised he could shoot threes like that. Last year in the playoffs, shooting from almost half court, he has been a firecracker from the arc this year.
Fantastic player and human being, Ryan Anderson. Shaquille Keith in the low post to Giroux. Keith to his right. Tried to find Giroux on the reverse block, and it's out of his hands. Turnover.
You can't get mad on that. I mean, it's just one possession, yes, but the Windsor Express, they had a plan set to get it inside so they could destroy London's chances of expanding this lead, because they could go from top to bottom real quick, and the Express wanted to defy that, especially in this game.
Criswell, the elbow jumper is short, tracked down by Tony Bennett. That ball was picked off by Criswell, quickly up the floor to Cadogan. And he scores. What a play by the Lightning. Well done. And they're up by 4.
It all started on that interception right there, an ill-advised pass. I know Giroux was thinking that he could finish it off, but that pass got into Criswell's fingertips very quickly.
And Shaquille Keith will draw a foul on the drive. Shaquille putting his foot on the ground and getting to the cup there will draw the harm.
But they need to be more efficient in scoring in the paint, Brett. Lightning are outscoring them 14-6, which is, of course, a +8. But the rebounding game is pretty close between these two teams, and I'm not surprised at that. 17-13 in favor of the Windsor Express, and they're doing well as far as the offensive glass is concerned. 2-1.
Shaquille Keith for 2. We spoke about it in the pregame, how the forward core for the Windsor Express may be their way to victory tonight, banging down low in the paint and causing some bruises, so to speak. Anderson for 3, no good. And Bowen will let it go out of bounds, and the Express will counter. Royce White checks back into the game for Criswell.
Back to the front court of the Windsor Express, Brett. It's very unpredictable for this team, because last year we had a strong front court when we had Collins, Keith, and everybody else that add into it. Now this year they're playing a mixture of veteran experience and youth, and that adds so much power. Giroux.
What a rebound by Bowen. Grab that with his backhand, leaves it.
Look at him contesting Royce White like that. I like that. Great hustle.
And Shaquille Keith will draw another foul. That one's going to go against Junior Cadogan, but that play was started by Aaron Bowen, number 24, keeping that ball alive.
Aaron Bowen making it justice. I don't know who would play games like that with Royce White, but the way he did it, he had great ball coverage. He makes sure a play never dies. He starts what he finishes. In his short time here at the Windsor Express, he is impressing me so far with his effort.
Absolutely. Juan Patillo checks in. Warren Ward set to come in. I believe he will come in for Shaquille Keith.
And probably size up against Junior Cadogan, too.
Shaquille Keith for 2. And that will tie the game up at 24s. And Ward checks in for the aforementioned Keith. See Darren Duncan on the sidelines tonight. Not in uniform. He's on the IR. Cadogan in the corner for Boyd. Wide open for 3. Windsor got lucky there. Rebounded by Nick Evans. Here come the Express. Tony Bennett. Draws the double team, gets around, gives it over to Nick. The jumper is good. What an assist. Way to get around that double team by Tony Bennett.
And in the nick of time, too, I may add.
Boyd for 3. Off the mark once again.
And once again, the Windsor Express boxing out. London Lightning isn't contesting their shots, not following through and not being there when they have to pick up the offensive board.
Patillo gets it from Bennett. Stops on the baseline, sweeps through, drop step off the glass. And I believe Nick Evans is going to be called for the reach in on the rebound. Rightfully so. And London will take over possession. 8:55 left in the second quarter. And here comes Marvin Phillips.
Marvin Phillips so far, 3 points, a rebound, and only 1 foul. But that's just the beginning for him, because as the game gradually progresses, he is a force to be reckoned with.
London going inside to Royce White, and he travels. Thought he might have shuffled his foot there.
No, I think he believed he had a body right tight on him, so that's why he had to take an inch away, but it was too much space for him to take advantage of, so he got overthrown on that.
Bennett to Warren Ward, the reigning Canadian Player of the Year. He's a London, Ontario native, played for London last year. Turnover, Anderson. And Aaron Bowen's going to be charged with the foul. Had to do something.
Yeah, you can't allow an easy shot like that, Brett. And I applaud them for their effort for that. But they're trying to stay on the transition game as much as they can, because when the London Lightning have the ball, all they worry about is passing it, making an easy pass, and hopefully make an easy yet strong finish. So what they did there, that was at their last resort, because they want to deny everything that this London Lightning team could fire at them tonight, and rightfully so.
Anderson at the free throw line for another. And he knocks down a pair. Ties his game up at 26. Warren Ward loses it. Ryan Anderson tried to go behind the back to Junior Cadogan. And it will be Express ball. And Bennett and Ward will check out. Jones and Wally Ellenson will check in. Nick Evans loses it. Royce White. And I believe we're going to have a foul away from the basketball. Aaron Bowen. Rice had come up with the steal, but the play was the foul was behind the play. So they'll have possession on the baseline. Bowen and Ryan Anderson still having a conversation in the far corner. Anderson inside to Royce White. Drop step. Defended by Patillo. Nick Evans cleans that board off the Royce White miss.
Perfectly timed.
Loose ball.
Oh, look out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep, technicals on both of them, and that's rightfully so, Brett. That's right. A little discussion, yes, but
Couple of competitors going after a loose ball. Joel Friesen knocked it away while Ellenson made a play on the ball. I believe they're both gonna get a technical.
Hustle was right there, but so much attitude built on this. I mean, both of these guys are built on hustle, but unfortunately it was a little bit extra, as we're going to get the call.
And we forget, these are professional athletes. They're going hard on the paint. Every single win matters in the NBL Canada, and Windsor has not beaten London this year. I can imagine that there's some fire in the Windsor Express locker room trying to knock off the Lightning tonight. They're winning. They've won 14 games in a row. They've broken the Windsor Express record that they set 3 years ago. So there's definitely some emotions that are going into this game.
And that's one thing I forgot. They broke the Windsor Express's consecutive win record that led the league until this year.
Yeah.
But it leads back to the 401 rivalry, and things get heated up, especially when these two teams go at it. No matter what venue it is, no matter if you're a new player to the team, new player to the league, you got to recognize that these two teams, this rivalry means a lot, especially when there's a playoff bid on the line.
High screen. Jones in the corner for Ellenson. Goes to his left, pull-up jumper, knocks it down.
Wow.
And first basket of the game for Wally Ellenson is a big one for the Express. They lead 28-26.
How he was able to keep his balance on that shot is beyond me. But the guy's vertical, man.
Yeah, he's a record holder in the high jump at Marquette University. So you know the athleticism there. And Royce White scores for 2. Great body positioning by Royce White, and he scores another basket. Bowen. Turn the corner. He's got an area off the glass. Aaron Bowen and 1. Welcome to Windsor, Aaron. Putting up a nice finish there. Saw the opening. You got to like the aggressiveness.
And he took the contact as well. He wanted to finish what he started. That's why I mentioned before, Brett. Never makes a play die out. He takes matters in his own hands. He finished it off well, and he's doing a great job so far, picking up his first 2 points here in Windsor.
Cannot convert the free throw, but the Windsor Express have the lead 30-28. Here come the Lightning. Our 2 favorite teams on Knockstrom.tv going at it. Marvin Phillips for 3. That's short. Rebounded by Bowen. Jones finds Patillo. Jumper. Followed up by Wally Ellenson.
And once again, that vertical is deadly. One of the most underrated players in the NBLC because of his vertical and his ability to follow through on those shots.
And it will be Windsor Express ball. Sorry, London Lightning ball after being knocked away by the Windsor Express. This will prompt a timeout call with Windsor up by 4 points. Midway through the second quarter, we're going to take a quick break on Knockstrom.tv. We'll be right back in Windsor. All right, coming out of the timeout, London trailing by 4. Joel Friesen with the inbound. He draws the double, kicks it out to Cadogan. They've got 10 to shoot. High screen set by Royce White. Cadogan goes to his right, and scores.
And I seen Scott Newman, the assistant coach for the Windsor Express over there, imploring the Windsor defense to drop back so they'd be able to have coverage in the paint. They were too late on that.
1. Over to Bowen, back inside to 1. Shimmy shake. Air ball. Friesen picks it up, goes the other way. White finds a wide open Marvin Phillips for 2. Tie game, 32 up. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Warren Ward will check back into the game shortly. And DeAndre Thomas is going to check in as well. Wally, the Kangaroo Kid for 3. No. Cadogan up the floor. Phillips for 3. It's good.
And eventually for him, he was trying all those times, but this time he got the right space for him to work, and he got that shot down with ease.
Jones to Bowen. He finds a lane. No. Kicks it out. Extra pass to Jones. It's good.
And good ball movement right there. Maurice Jones picking spots.
Cadogan to White at the three-point line in the corner. Here's Williamson. 2-foot jump shot, kicks it out to White for 3. No good. It's a good look from Royce White. Unfortunate that it didn't fall for London. Windsor trying to take the lead. Nick Evans down low, spinning. Royce White with a play on that ball. That should, if he got his hand on it, should have been a jump ball. Maybe he lost it. DeAndre Thomas and Warren Ward check back into the game. Some bigs on the floor for the Express right now. DeAndre and Nick Evans. Pretty good three-point shooting core right now as well. So maybe the Express looking to put a charge or get the Express train rolling, so to speak, before half. That 3 is off the mark by Marvin Phillips. He's knocked down 2 already today.
And considering that both of these clubs lead the league in three-point percentage, London number 1, the Express number 2, respectively.
Jones kicks it back out to Wally. 3 ball is good.
And that's one of the reasons why.
Quickly up the floor comes Lightning. Royce White kicks it over to Marvin Phillips. Nice pump fake, got the defender in the air. Over to Friesen for 3. Yes. Wow. Joel Friesen finishes off a fantastic series of plays there.
You gotta like the setup Kyle Julius had for that possession right there. They knew the Windsor Express were gonna be right on the ball, but pump faking and being able to take them off their feet is quite a wonder. Unfortunately, Wally Ellison stepped on the line on that one. That won't go.
Such tight quarters in the corners there. You just see that about 2-3 times a game.
I mean, you're ready for the shot, but you got to watch your feet.
Yep. Junior over to Royce. Elbow. Kicks it back out to Junior. Phillips for 3. Off the mark. Royce White with the offensive rebound. And the finish on the putback by Royce White.
Very swifty. He knows Nick Evans is going to stay right there and put up everything, including his hands. He wasn't going to go anywhere, so that's why Royce had to move from left and right to get the job done.
London up by 2. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. DeAndre. Miss inside. One off 2 pairs of feet. And a foul going to be on the other side. To the free throw line, Garrett Williamson.
Express foul number 30, Wally Williamson, his second, team 5th.
Williamson with the first free throw. And Williamson with the follow-up on his own miss. And that one's going to prompt a timeout call by head coach Bill Jones. Express down by 5, 43-38, with 1:48 to go here in the first half. We're going to take a timeout here on Knockstrom.tv. Hello. Bennett with the ball over to Giroux after the timeout for Windsor Express. Wally Ellenson for 3. Rebounded, grabbed by the Lightning. Garrett Williamson converts on the other end. Ward at the high post inside to Giroux. Finds down low DeAndre Thomas for 2. Beautiful high-low pass from Giroux to DeAndre. Marvin Phillips, quick 3. That one's going to go out of bounds on the long rebound. And it will be Express ball with 54 seconds to go in the first half.
We would like to welcome the Windsor Pro Bass Club.
Down low, Ward catch and shoot. No good. Marvin Phillips, quick ball up the floor. And it will be Express ball. Good effort by Tony Bennett to knock that one off. Giroux will inbound to Tony Bennett. Ward. Down low to Giroux. High post, no. Ward for 3. It's good. Big shot from Warren Ward. Now they got to defend. 12 seconds to go. Cadogan is running out of time. And that's the end of the first half. Here the Windsor Express trail London 45-43. We'll be back here with our Knockstrom halftime show shortly.
And as advertised, a doozy here at the WFCU Center, 45-43. The Lightning edging the Windsor Express so far. I'm here with Justin Prince in the Knoxham halftime, and I'm impressed the way the Windsor Express have been playing defensively. Most of the times London has been shooting, but they haven't been able to follow through with their shots, which is why the Windsor Express have been crashing the boards more effectively.
Exactly. Right now, it seems at times London has just struggled to make shots on the outside or completely at all right now. The one thing that is hurting Windsor, though, is that points in the paint. 26 points in the paint for London out of their 45. So right now that, while, yes, the rebounding is up and the shots, they're defending the shots on the outside of the key in the paint. The paint has been a major difficulty for them to defend overall, in my opinion.
Well, in number one, number two, you got to give hats off to Maurice Jones, who scored the first 5 points for the Windsor Express. They knew right out of the gate this is a London Lightning team that loves to use the transition game, and they use it heavily. So for a guy like Maurice Jones to come in and destroy the Lightning at the early goings of this game, that's one thing you got to consider, too, if you're the London Lightning and wants to stop something about it.
Exactly, because Coach Julius likes those fast-paced offenses and to set the tempo early. Windsor was able to slow down that tempo with their offensive sets, because if you notice in those first couple minutes, London will sprint down right to the floor, try and get a basket within the first 10-15 seconds of the shot clock. Windsor will try and go through the entire shot clock through their set plays. That in turn helps set this tempo, which in turn is making London play a little bit of a game they're not as comfortable with a slower pace.
And a lot of people are getting comfortable, too. Especially, we had that little scrap up between Joel Friesen and Wally Ellison right there. It displays how much effort and how much hustle both of those guys put in for their respective teams. So you got to admire the hustle from both of these teams. That's why it's so close.
Exactly. There's been a lot of hustle, a lot of effort to try and get steals. In fact, it is 8 steals for London, 4 for Windsor right now. A lot of hustle overall, lots of blocks. Yes, the turnovers are still an issue overall. Windsor on top of that 12-8. But with that hustle, you want to win a game like this. This is a rivalry matchup, the battle of the 401. Both of these teams looking to battle here. First time playing since mid-January. Completely different rosters compared to back then. So right now, of course, you want to win something like this if you're Windsor as a statement game. And if you're London, you want to keep the momentum you've been having going.
And a lot riding on this, too. The season series leads to London 3-0. They have won all their games decisively, no question about it. But that's 45-43 at the half. Out-of-town scores, I seen that the Riptide finally pulled off a home victory, but against the Moncton Miracles. So a good game by them.
Yes, so overall, St. John has beaten Moncton 100-95. So they secure the victory, snapping, from my understanding, a losing streak for St. John. So a big win there, coming in with one of their recent signings as well in that game as well.
Well, we got to understand, too, once again, St. John's going to be short-staffed for a little bit because of the reason that we mentioned so many times. They lost 3 in a row at home, but for them to get this win must boost up their confidence. Orangeville A's and Niagara River Lions.
Well, that game, as you have probably noticed, was also delayed along with ours for 7:30 start because of the wind advisory and the conditions going on across the province with a lot of damage going on. In fact, one of those main reasons was the damage on Ridgetown. But with that game, that is 42-41 Niagara right now, in what is a packed crowd right now for the Shine the Light game down at the Meridian Center. Lots of action going down there as well.
A lot of trades and acquisitions within the last few weeks. Let's narrow it down to a couple of trades and acquisitions. What do you think of the whole trades and acquisition thing so far?
Well, when you mention those, there is a lot of them. Let's take a look at those as we bring those up on your screen right now. Just in the past couple days, on March 6th, Kitchener-Waterloo signed Anthony Otley Jr. and traded for the rights to Ed Horton with a 30-point debut for the Titans just a couple days ago. Then on March 7th, the Island Storm activated Jackson Trapp from the IR and released Wayne McCullough, also putting Keith Thomas on the inactive reserve. Moncton, Leon Sutton is on the IR now. They signed and activated Ian Pinkney to fill in. I mentioned Aaron Brown, signed by St. John. He is a new player. Mike Anderson released for them. Windsor, of course, having Tony Bennett and Rudolph Jolly coming in. Marvin Binney gone from there. Of course, Tony Bennett making a good impact so far. Then just today, officially activated with Williamson and Kyle Johnson. And while for Orangeville, you have Anthony Harris, also activated from the IR for them. Kyle Wiggins ended up being released by Orangeville, while Akeem Ellis, a former player of the Brampton A's and Orangeville A's, is also now with the Island Storm and is active as tomorrow, with AJ Stewart now on the IR. So, of course, this is coming down to the playoff stretch. As we take that off your screen right there, this is the playoff stretch. You want to make the right moves. You want to add those players that they become available. I was talking with one of the assistant coaches for Windsor before this game. They mentioned this Coach Walls. Yes, Coach Walls, thank you, who had a little stumble there for a second. But with Coach Walls, he mentioned to me that when these players come available with the Hour Leagues finishing their seasons, that is when you try and boost your roster. That's when you have guys, of course, you have the past couple of days signings with Tony Bennett, with Rudolph Jolly, who is the MVP of his league, actually, down in China. So there's a lot of adjustments coming down this final stretch to try and get those wins, to try secure the top 4 playoff spots, and to try and make the right moves. And of course, this is still about a week left until the deadline for trades, I believe.
And it's a very close game, too. All those acquisitions doing a great job. Garrett Williamson, for one, leading the offense. And, of course, Tony Bennett, who's putting on major charge, especially to this London Lightning team. Keys for the second half. What does London have to do in order to overcome the Windsor Express? Of course, crash the boards.
Yes, indeed, right now, definitely. Because you mentioned those rebounds right now. Windsor has that advantage 26-21. They need to crash those boards and basically try and get their own misses, because right now London's shooting 18 of 42 from the field overall. A lot of those have been on perimeter shots, they're misses, so they can get some second opportunities, or second chances, pardon me, if they can get those rebounds on those misses there. At the same time, if you're Windsor, in my opinion, you have to figure a way to stop the plays in the paint. Royce White has been dominating them, 13 points, as well as 6 rebounds overall. He's been dominant overall, and that is the main thorn in Windsor's side right now. He's been forcing steals as well on the defensive end. So if you're Windsor, you want to isolate him out and try and force them to put up bad shots and try and get him out of the game offensively.
And I agree with that, too, considering the crisp ball movement that London provides. But then again, it's nothing new for them to get off passes fast, but very cautiously for them to penetrate inside. So that's one thing you got to look upon. 45-43 at the half. London Lightning have the edge. The Windsor Express ran on a little bit of a run near the end of the first half. Let's see if that expands on to the second half. Brett and I will be back. You'll see JP and I at the post-game show. But we'll be back. We'll step aside. Enjoy the rest of halftime, and we'll see you on the other side. As we welcome you back upstairs for the second half, I'll quickly go down the team stats for you once again. London Lightning shooting 43% to the Windsor Express almost shooting 40%. That's how close the game is, considering it's 45-43. The three-point range has been pointing up in Windsor's favor, as Justin Prince explained to you. Windsor shooting 46% to London Lightning's 21%. Free throws pretty close, even 70% to the London Lightning 63%, but the rebounding game is what everybody's watching after, 26-22 in favor of the Windsor Express, and points in the paint is where the London Lightning got their edge.
Nick Evans' jumper is off the mark. What a fantastic first half we had as Royce White. What a beautiful find to Julian Boyd for 2.
And a beautiful spin right there, too, right in the post.
Wally.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
And then no call. Junior the other way. Misses the layup in transition. Here come the Windsor Express after a hot set of plays. Allenson for 3. Windsor Express 47-46 in favor of London. Big 3 from Wally.
He got that going this time, and the Express needed that.
Boyd to his left. I believe there's going to be a foul on Warren Ward away from the basketball. Warren Ward, that is his third, so it's something he needs to be mindful of moving forward.
And if Ward wants to stay into this game, of course he has to be aware of the fouls, but he's been pretty quiet so far this evening. 3 points and only 2 assists to his name.
Cadogan inbounds it to Boyd. And a double foul, I believe, going to be called on Wally and Joel Friesen. And they both put their hands up.
And if that's the case, Brett, that's the second time they got called for a double foul this evening, because both of these guys are scrapping at it at the rim and especially on the court. So that's something you really got to watch out for. That is the matchup of the evening.
London looking to inbound. They're up by 1. 10.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And a double dribbling violation going to be assessed to Royce White. The official made the double. Was it? May have been a carry. I apologize. DJ Double A pumping up the tunes in the WFCU Center. Nick Evans with a hook shot, no good. Boyd steps into a 3. That's off the front rim, and Jones quick up the floor to Nick Evans. And 1! Nick Evans!
He found the open floor right there. He knew he was going to get that shot off, but you got to bring a lot of enthusiasm to it, and boy, howdy did he do that with that jam with the left hand.
Baby Benny and Baby Avi better be enjoying that dunk. I think Avi might be taking a nap, though. Nick Evans at the free throw line to complete the three-point play. Windsor up 48-47. Nick Evans to complete the three-point play. And it's worth noting, Aaron, that early in the regular season, whenever Windsor has played London, they've always been trailing usually by double digits by the first half. So being able to be competitive in the early going really goes to show that the Windsor Express are coming into form.
Well, look at the changes they have made. They started off with Juan Patillo. They went off at a hot start, winning 6 of their first 9 games. And then when you add more depth, especially when you bring back veteran guys like Tony Bennett, at Shaq Keith in the mix, and when you have Gennaro Rowe, who is improving his craft game after game, Windsor Express is becoming a really, really fierce team.
Warren Ward will be charged with the foul on the Ryan Anderson three-pointer. I spoke with London Lightning assistant coach Doug Plum at halftime, and he noted that this team's been playing with 9-10 guys for most of the regular season due to injury and other situations. So Doug Herring Jr. not in the game tonight. He's probably their best passer overall. I believe he has a team record of 19 assists in a game earlier this year. So a little bit of a shorthanded lineup for London. Still piling up the points, though.
And they're making this a ball game too. It doesn't matter if you're shorthand or not. You got to realize once you get on the court, you got to put on 110%. If you're not able to do it, then it's next man up in this league, as most of you know. So London Lightning have a great tendency of keeping a very great consistent game and make sure everybody falls into the system, which has been working wonders for them considering they're in first place in the Central.
A logjam of teams in the 2 to 5 spot in the Central Division. The Windsor Express trying to distance themselves, and a win tonight would help them a lot. As Wally Ellenson helps Maurice Jones get out of a bind. Jones with the up fake, and the pump is good for 2.
Yeah, he got Friesen off the pump real well. He picked it up real quick. Wanted to fake off on the pass, but he pulled it up because he knew he had enough space for him to shoot with confidence.
Royce White finds a wide open Julian Boyd. Nice job by Nick Evans to come and close that out. Nick Evans comes up short with the left hand. Friesen on the run. Crosses over. Leaves it for White. That one's blocked by Nick Evans, but it goes back out to Joel Friesen for 3. That rims out. Cleaned up by Juan Patillo, and here come the Express.
Good defensive stop by the Express.
3-point shooting was not the best for London in the first half. Spoke with Doug Plum about that. Turnover by Juan Patillo as he was trying to drive. Shaq Keith comes up with the steal. A couple lazy passes get picked off in succession. And Julian Boyd believes going to be called for the foul there. Nice job for him to get over and take the contact, but he's going to get the foul call against him. DeAndre Thomas checking back into the game. And this is going to prompt a timeout call by London Lightning. And we are going to take a short break here on Knockstream.tv. We'll be back after the timeout here between the Windsor Express and London Lightning. We'll be right back.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing.
Yep. Coming back out of the timeout here, Shaquille Keith at the free throw line for a pair for the Windsor Express. They are currently leading the London Lightning 51-50. London riding a 14-game winning streak coming into this game, Aaron. No team I know in this league that would love to break that streak more than the Windsor Express tonight.
Exactly, and when you look at the Lightning, you got to understand, folks, that they came off a 3-game Eastern road trip. They took matters in their own hands. They beat Cape Breton, they beat St. John, and they also beat Halifax coming off a home-and-home series against them. So if you want to defeat the defending champions, they did it. They did it with such vengeance.
Twice in a week.
Yeah, exactly. So that has to be an accomplishment within itself.
Ryan Anderson, 3-ball, no good. And I believe a foul going to be called on the rebound. Julian Boyd going to be called for that one. And I remember speaking with Dave Magley during the Clash of the Coliseum, and he believes, well, arguably, the London Lightning squad may be the best squad of assembled players we've seen in the NBL Canada. Overall, from 1 to 10. They've got talent to boot.
And that's what I mentioned in the last game with Kobe K when they played the River Lions. They have become one of the biggest super teams in the league so far. It's only a matter of time of who gets to beat them.
Only 3 losses to their record right now. And Shaquille Keith with a jumper on the baseline adds to Windsor's lead, 55-50.
Oh, baby.
Juan Patillo blocks Ryan Anderson's shot. Anderson might have been a little bit out of control going over there, unable to shield off the defender. Opened up the lane for Juan Patillo there.
And it's worth noting, Brett, that is their 5th block of the evening. And the Express, my mistake.
Anderson with a beautiful move there to split the D. We can't complete the pass to Julian Boyd down low. Windsor will go the other way.
Yeah, the Express leads the league in blocks, so it's not surprising there. 5.6 a game.
Maurice Jones being patient, crosses over, spins at the three-point line. He's got 5 to shoot, loses it, but a foul is going to be called. Ryan Anderson going to be called there for a mini hold, I want to say. Bailed out the Windsor Express there. Maurice ran right almost into the double team there, and the spacing between him and Wally probably wouldn't have gotten a shot off. Patillo got the defender up in the air, around the defender, can't get it to go. Patillo and Phillips battle for it. Julian Boyd gets it up to Cadogan. Cadogan, his shot rims out. Wally may have gotten a piece of it, not sure. On the run, Patillo. And a reverse tip-in from Wally Ellenson. He had his back to the basket, just punched his knuckles up there, it seemed.
The Kangaroo Kid just doing it justice, following through on those shots.
Phillips hands it over to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson making his first appearance tonight after sustaining some injury. Elbow jumper. Off the mark. Jones up to Patillo. He's got a lane.
Look out.
DeAndre Thomas cleared the lane there, and the Windsor Express up 59-50. DeAndre and Garrett Williamson share a handshake after the buzzer, and we're going to have a timeout called by London. Windsor up by 9. Aaron, what are your thoughts?
It's unbelievable how this Windsor Express team has evolved in the last month and a half. Their defense is right there. They're not trying to go for man-to-man. They know the Lightning are going to go right in, take those easy shots, but most of the times they said not in this neighborhood, and that sets up to the great transition game which they have shown so far. Nick Evans putting in work, along with everybody else. But when you add DeAndre Thomas to the mix, you got a death contest between him and Royce White.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break here on Knockstrom.tv. When we return, more of the third quarter here from Windsor. Coming back out of the timeout, the Windsor Express train is rolling here in the third quarter. And Aaron, what did the stats say to you so far about this third Q?
After keeping it a really close game throughout the first 2 quarters, the Windsor Express are ousting the London Lightning 16-5 in this quarter. 40% from the field still. London Lightning shooting 36 from the field. But bench scoring has been very efficient for the Windsor Express. 25-16, a +9 on them. But the Lightning still leading points in the paint, 28-18.
And London looking to respond, coming out of the timeout. Friesen made a play on the ball. Believe that's blocked. Phillips for 3, off the mark. And the Windsor Express crowd really seem to be giving their hometown the energy they need tonight.
Absolutely, and especially when Marvin Phillips has been struggling from outside the arc tonight, it brings much more adrenaline to not only this crowd, but to this Windsor Express team.
Joel Friesen seeking an explanation about why he's not getting the call on the previous possession. And Garrett Williamson is going to be assessed that foul. was on the floor when he was guarding Shaquille Keith. Tony Bennett comes into the game for Maurice Jones. So here's a little bit of a fire plug coming off the bench for the Express. DeAndre Thomas down low, and he scores.
That's always going to be money for him. That's his place. 9 points and 2 rebounds for number 2.
Royce at the elbow. Draws the foul. Oh, I thought he was going to knock that one in.
It looked good from here, Brett. But he's leading the scoring so far. 13 points, 8 rebounds. No question, if he keeps on playing as efficient as he has been all season, he's going to get a double-double. But the story on the other end, Wally Ellison leading scoring with 12 points. Maurice Jones is flirting with a double-double too. 10 points and 9 assists.
Kyle Johnson on the drive, no good. The baseline. Tony Bennett up the floor, over to Shaquille Keith in the corner for 3. That's short. Ron Patillo with the offensive rebound. Reverse layup is good.
Aren't the Windsor Express getting miracles done on their end of the court tonight?
Phillips for 3. Off the mark. Wally with the rebound. Quickly up the floor, Shaquille Keith. Down low, Marvin Phillips making a play on that ball, knocking it off of DeAndre to keep possession. DeAndre a little upset with him after that play, with himself after that play.
And Marvin Phillips needs to find another position to play on this court right now. He's struggling from the field. 3 of 8, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc.
Oh, Joel Friesen! Oh, baby!
Froze the Windsor Express defense with that slowdown.
Oh, boy. All the way from the University of Alberta, Joel Friesen, our Canadian boy, throwing it down.
Are we going to see that on the top 10?
I sure hope so. Bennett to his left. DeAndre Thomas, low post, 6 seconds to go in the shot clock. Hook shot. Rebounded by Shaquille Keith. Gathers, shoots. Patillo with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out. Allenson.
Oh,
and
my.
one!
Oh, my.
And that series of plays was all effort. Offensive rebounding, smart passes, and of course a little bit of English off the glass for Wally Ellison.
Thank Juan Patillo for setting up Wally for that dipsy doodle. I mean, my goodness.
And
what is going on?
Windsor Express looking to make it a 14-point lead with a free throw here by Wally Ellison.
And once again, a rarity to have the London Lightning down double digits. We mentioned at the top, Brett, that this is the only team in the NBLC that has kept the London Lightning under 100 points.
Good point, good point. Williamson over to Kyle Johnson. He scores for 2. 2 hard-earned points. 2 hard-earned points for the London Lightning, and they needed that for sure.
And Kyle Julius has given the refs the business on that one. They wanted a foul on that, but they made the easy 2.
Ellison on the curl, and 1.
Here we go again.
Nice job by Tony Bennett to find Wally in stride. And Wally Ellison will look to complete his second straight three-point play.
This kid, my goodness. How about it, folks? 16 points for the evening, adding to his 3 rebounds and assists. Now he wants to add to the point department. This is the specific point in the game where he warms up to the occasion, Brett. It never fails. Early on to the second half, he lights up the night.
And 2 consecutive three-point plays by Wally Ellison has the Windsor Express up 15 points, 69-54. Ooh, I thought Garrett was going to get that one to crawl over the rim for an and 1. It's a grown man's drive right there, going right into the trees. You know you're going to get hurt.
Oh, for sure. And the way these shots are going tonight, Brett, for both of these clubs, it's just mesmerizing.
The 3-ball not falling for London in this game today. We spoke with Doug Plum about that. They said we're going to have to find other areas to score the basketball. And they're getting to the cup, just unfortunately unable to score at a high clip here in the third quarter.
And why worry about the three-point range when you're really dismantling the Windsor Express in the post, 32-26 now. I mean, it's one stat you got to take care of. It's making free throws that matters the most too. But look at the rebounds right now, Brett. The Express are out-rebounding London 41-28. And that is usually the Lightning's niche, but they haven't been able to crash the boards lately.
Split pair of free throws from Garrett Williamson. Tony Bennett is going to foul Garrett. And it will be London Lightning ball. Good defense showed by Garrett Williamson there, tripping up the the Windsor point guard, Tony Bennett. And a foul going to be called on the drive from Garrett Williamson. Shaq Keith going to be called. That foul is on the floor, so no continuation.
So apparently they're going to pin that on DeAndre, but only his first foul of the game. And I mentioned it so many games ago that I am impressed of how they're handling fouls, DeAndre and Nick Evans, because they usually get in foul trouble at this moment of the game. They usually pick up 3 or 4 fouls around this time, but they have learned to control themselves when it comes to the post and be aware of their space.
I believe that we're going to have free throws by Williamson because we're in bonus. It was not a shooting foul, but we are in bonus, so he will shoot. For any of our fans looking for some clarification. Someone who's been getting us some good clarification on Twitter is our good friend Justin Prince. Always does a great job on the sideline, keeping us informed on a lot of things. Make sure you give him a follow at Twitter. I'm trying to find his Twitter handle.
I think it's Justin P. Sports for you folks out there. Justin P. Sports.
Hardworking guy. DeAndre, down low.
Another hardworking guy. How do you make that shot?
He missed the first one on the second tip. It was like a volleyball volley. Just used the tips of his fingers to tip it in.
Give the point to the Express on that.
They don't ask how you score them, they just ask how many you scored. And Boyd with his first 3-ball of the game. That could be a good sign for London moving forward.
Julian Boyd is usually known for getting the team off to a hot start at the beginning of the game, but they realize they found themselves in the ditch right now, so they gotta give the ball to somebody who's confident in shooting.
DeAndre working against Julian Boyd off the glass and good. And he's got that bank shot down pat, Aaron.
It's what we've been seeing over the years.
Williamson loses it on the drive. DeAndre reverses it up the floor to Tony Bennett.
Oh, good. 3-on-2.
Tony slows it up. Bennett spins away from the defender. Off the glass. And one. Tony Bennett missed a 40-plus.
Here we go again.
Welcome back to Windsor, my friend.
Wow. Tony Bennett, this is a guy I mentioned last year and the year before, Brett, that provides sweet string music.
Yep.
And that right there is a fact within itself.
And Nick Evans checks back into the game for DeAndre Thomas. So DeAndre with some great help for the Express in the third Q.
Man alive.
And they're up by 17 now after the 3-point play from Tony Bennett. And Aaron Bowen's going to check in for Wally Ellenson. Aaron putting in some good work in the first half.
4 rebounds to his name and 2 points to boot. One of the greatest hustle guys that the Windsor Express have right now. Unbelievable game so far.
Williamson at the cup for 2. And a foul is going to come. So third time's a charm for Garrett Williamson. He'll go to the free throw line. With 2:08 to go in the third quarter, Aaron Bowen goes and speaks with assistant coach Daryl Jackson about maybe an assignment or a defensive rotation. Always good to see the guys that are asking questions rather than shaking coaches off.
Exactly.
He wants to learn, that's good.
Sports is a great learning system. I'll add to that, but DeAndre Thomas, look at his stat line, 13 points, 4 rebounds. But what surprises me, Juan Patillo once again putting in work, 6 points, but 13 rebounds. We have so many players that are going up in double-doubles tonight.
Boyd for 3, no, and that's rebounded by Bowen. Getting back, Nick Evans gets a ball in the low post, finds it cutting Aaron Bowen. Back to Nick Evans for the jumper. Rebounded by Shaquille Keith. It's good for 2. Everything coming up for the Windsor Express right now, Aaron. The momentum is clearly on their side.
It's coming up roses.
Nick Evans with the rebound. Garrett Williamson and Nick Evans share a moment down low. I believe there's going to be a foul called against Julian Boyd. Ryan Anderson's going to have to wait on him, hold on a second before coming back into the game for the aforementioned Garrett Williamson. So that will be Julian's third. Nick Evans, because we're in bonus, will head to the free throw line at the opposite end of the court. An opportunity to put the Windsor Express up, I almost said 50, up 20, pardon me.
And again, wouldn't that be nice? But irregardless, the Express are still winning. Nick Evans now adding 6 points to his resume, 7 rebounds rather. But you look at the stat line, Brett, any team rather could have multiple double-doubles tonight.
Nick Evans goes 2 for 2 at the line. Boyd gives it over to Johnson. Long 3 is good. Anthony Criswell for London, number 22, coming off the bench and knocking it down. Beautiful job by Criswell. We've seen him ever since the Windsor Express London exhibition game in early November, so a key contributor to this team.
And he's finally on the scoreboard too.
Tony Bennett got himself in some trouble there. Lost the ball and turns it over. London with 1:12 left in the third quarter, looking to dent this lead. They're down by 18 points. And Kyle Johnson, right on cue, scores at the cup. Beautiful drive and finish from Kyle Johnson.
For him, it was easy to get that shot off.
I must have been thinking about him when I said 50 points earlier, because he's the 50-point man. So.
Yeah, that's right.
And Bowen with the miss. Rebounded by Boyd, quickly up the floor to London. Criswell. And Patillo going to be called for the foul. 40 seconds to go here in the frame. And any point that the London Lightning can get in the final 40 seconds of the third quarter will definitely help them moving forward. It hasn't been their best scoring quarter, to say the least. Wow.
Yeah, not a good stat at all, Brett. You rarely see the Lightning let somebody score more than 35 points in a quarter. 37-19, the Windsor Express have that edge on. And it's all because, once again, we go back to rebounding and their ability not to follow shots.
Criswell misses the first free throw. And 19 points for in a quarter is not bad for this league, but the defense, 37 points against in the third frame, is a killer right now. And Criswell knocks down the second. 80-65, the Windsor Express lead with 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tony Bennett directing traffic, gives it over to Shaquille Keith, working against Kyle Johnson. At the cup, lost his footing. Here come the Lightning. Johnson for 3, and a foul going to be called on the closeout. So big opportunity for Kyle Johnson to get London within striking distance. At one point down 21 now, with a chance to make it 12 with 3 free throws coming from Kyle Johnson.
Because it's great pressure defense they're putting up right now. 37-20, like I said. You go to the line, they haven't been real good at the charity stripe as they knock down the first one. 12 of 20, but look at the Windsor Express shooting 83% from the line. And once again, the lead could have been cut a little more if they haven't gone to the 3 ball as often.
Johnson knocks it down. Bennett, 6 to shoot, finds Nick Evans on the low post.
Look out.
Offensive foul. Good job by Julian Boyd to get his feet planted. Whether it's outside the semicircle is another question. But Nick Evans, unfortunately,
Number 44, Nick Evans, his second.
only Nick's second foul.
And remember, since it's an offensive foul, London does not go to the line.
Yep. Good point, good point. That's what I never liked about the movie Hoosiers.
Huh.
Boyd for three, off the mark. So London nearly gets within single digits there with a nice push at the end of the third quarter, but the Windsor Express with a nearly 40-point third quarter have the lead here. We're going to take a short break on Knockstrom.tv. We'll be back here with the fourth quarter from Windsor. All right, it's fourth quarter time, and we've got some score breaks coming from out of town. Aaron, why don't you take it away?
Once again, the Riptide beat the Miracles 195. The Riptide losing 3 straight home games in a row. They finally got it done. The Orangeville A's and the Niagara River Lions, they just started the fourth quarter. Niagara holding a 4-point edge on them, 73-69. A game the River Lions need to win after losing a heartbreaker against the KW Titans at school day game yesterday afternoon.
Those are really cool, the school day games. Getting the children out to watch a contest, always fun. Big crowds, always fun. Shaquille Keith on the rebound in transition, and Ryan Anderson with a reach in there. Made a good play on the ball, just caught a little bit of the shoulder on Shaquille Keith. So that's where the foul is coming from. I must say, Aaron, I'm really happy with the way that the Lightning closed out the third quarter. They, after being down by 20-plus points, really put their foot on the gas, so to speak, and got themselves within striking distance. 12 points is nothing in this league.
And most importantly, because they're getting themselves to the line, too. So within those last few minutes, they were in the bonus. They took advantage of it. Gennard Giroux misses the tip.
Yeah, unfortunate. Tony Bennett and Gerard Giroux off their timing a little bit. Garrett Williamson's got a lane to the basket, but no call as he lost it or had it tipped up. Bowen finishes in transition for Windsor.
And Bowen's back on the scoring drive.
Good for Aaron Bowen getting himself involved with the Express offense. Garrett Williamson over to Julian. Working against Nick Evans. Julian falls to the floor, gives it over to Criswell. Criswell over to Cadogan. Williamson for three. Oh, burped out. There's a cap on that basket whenever there's a three-ball going up for London, it seems.
That's got to hurt for them. Now they're 6 of 29 from the three.
Kyle Johnson going to be called for a foul on the perimeter.
Worth noting, Brett, that there's only 2 people in double-digit scoring figures for the Lightning. That's Royce White and Ryan Anderson, but the Windsor Express has 5 people in double-digit range.
Shaq Keith pulls up on the short side of the baseline and scores for 2. Who's in double digits tonight, Kobe? I mean, Aaron. I called you Kobe, sorry.
It's no problem. You guys have been there.
As we see a block and foul going to be called on Aaron Bowen, and Garrett Williamson to the free throw line. Who's in double digits tonight?
DeAndre Thomas, 13. Tony Bennett, 11 points. Good homecoming for him, by the way.
Yep.
Maurice Jones, 1 point shy of his jersey number with 10 points.
Almost a double-double.
Exactly. And now we look at it, Shaquille Keith with 12 points, and Wally Ellenson, game's leading scorer, 18 points. He's on a good tear again.
Williamson misses the first free throw. Just 10 players suiting up for the London Lightning tonight. Doug Herring Jr. out with an injury. They just got Garrett Williamson and Kyle Johnson back from injury. And they trail by 15 points. 10:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Shaq changes direction. At the elbow. Around the defender. Oh! One of our Windsor Express fans loving that move from Shaquille Keith.
And I don't blame him. He got the step on that. Transition game strong again, 3-on-3.
Shaq goes down, leading the transition. Jump ball. Was there a whistle? It's so hard. It's pretty loud here tonight, so it's hard for me to tell the whistles every once in a while.
I heard a whistle on the baseline, Brett. You're right.
And a nice set of plays there for the Windsor Express. Marvin Phillips going to be charged with that foul. Criswell and Boyd check out. Royce White and Phillips check in. A whole lot of offense on the floor right now for London.
Especially from their front court.
And a foul going to be called away from the basketball on Joel Friesen. With a hold, I believe he was guarding Shaquille Keith.
That would be his 5th personal, Brett. He's not having a good game this evening. Only scoring 7 points and 4 rebounds, but it's those fouls that are keeping him off his level.
Bennett with the step back 3. No, they're going to say it's a double. Big shot from Tony Bennett, though. And Anderson is going to be fouled by Warren Ward. Checking back into the game for London. That's Ward's 5th. Number 12 for the Lightning, Marvin Singleton, checking into the game tonight. Anderson. Defended by his former teammate Bennett. Royce White with a nice move there, and he's fouled by Nick Evans. Got a foul on his hand, and White will go to the free throw line.
You know, it's worth noting, Brett, that this is a London Lightning team that not only plays a very consistent game, but lets multiple star players take advantage of the spotlight and have their own day in the park, so to say. Because usually, early in the beginning of the season, it was Royce White cleaning it up. Then it shifted to Ryan Anderson.
Yep.
And then with the return of Marvin Phillips, you let him have his game. And then you go Doug Herring Jr. along the way. So there are various players in that lineup that would have a day. There's no captain on that team, if you will. They're letting everybody get a fair share of the ball.
Hope all of our fans in the southwestern Ontario region are doing fine tonight. We had a significant windstorm in the area as we see Tony Bennett inside to Nick Evans for 2. Beautiful finish. They'll know that the London and Windsor area was hit particularly hard, so all of our best to our folks who are watching at home tonight. Royce White can't get the ball to creep in. Tony Bennett picks up the loose ball. To Giroux. Nice play from Ryan Anderson to knock that ball loose.
Phil Jones wanted a foul on that. Look at this. Get ready, Brett.
It's Shaq Keith for 2. Thought he was going to slam it down, but he got the easy 2 instead.
Yeah, he wanted to leave it easy.
Patillo. There's another steal from Shaq Keith.
They're not going to count that, folks. That was good. That was good hustle on Wally's part, but it ain't going to count.
That would have been good, but Shaquille Keith will go back to the free throw line after drawing that foul. 8:54 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Aaron, safe to say the Windsor Express train is rolling in this game here.
And right on time, too. Picking up Shaq Keith, picking up Rudolph Jolly, who's yet to play yet, and Tony Bennett worked out for them in perfect timing. Tony Bennett's having a great game, coming back 13 points. Shaq Keith adding to it. He has 17 at the moment and 7 rebounds. So having that veteran leadership back into the expressway is going to help them in the long run.
Hopefully we'll get to chat with some people in the NBL post-game report. Royce White collects himself and scores for 2. Knocks the ball away after scoring the basket.
Which is a big no-no here in the league. I understand.
Delay game.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it's a 21-point game. You're a bit frustrated the way your night's going, but you still got time on the clock, and you got to keep your head in the game.
Ellenson hands it off to Shaq Keith. Good point, Aaron. As Shaq goes to his right, he's going to draw a foul. And that's just the kind of matchup problems that Shaquille Keith gives you. Mm-hmm. He comes in to replace Quinnell Brown with the trade. He's fulfilling that role, and he's really playing to his strengths here tonight.
Yeah, it's sort of like a similarity to how he played last year, taking over some empty voids in the Windsor Express and leading to a great front court, leading them to victory after victory, and nothing has been left behind in Shaquille Keith's NBLC career.
And gonna have a foul on the play by Tony Bennett. Perhaps thinking you should have had one called on the previous possession, but Maurice Jones will check back into the contest.
Yeah, things are getting real scrappy right now, Brett. But then again, it's the 401 rivalry. Most people have to know that.
Regardless of what sport it is, whether it's high school basketball, whether it's club football, whether it's university, anything, anytime these two cities line up against one another, it's a battle.
And you know, a lot of people are saying it's just the game, but to most of these players, no, it isn't. They're here for a reason. They want to put their mark into the league. They want to put their mark in the basketball nation. So they play with their hearts on their sleeves, and they play their soul out.
And it's worth noting, one win can help your team gain a lot of confidence moving forward against a team like London, who is arguably the best team in the league. Not arguably, is the best team in the league. So, a lot to be gained here. And obviously, this is not over yet.
Especially when playoff lines are at stake now.
Exactly. Getting into the second half of the regular season, every game matters. Royce White spins away from the defenders, gets around and draws the foul. What a skilled move in the low post by Royce White. You can see why he was taken number 16 overall by the Houston Rockets.
And Royce White knows how to slick his way through the post too. I mean, he has an unselfish nature into him, but when he gets the ball at the mid-range, you better look out, because he has that type of mentality where he isn't obvious to read. He could either pass it out or he could explode.
You have no idea what he's going to do at any time. His skill set is so smooth that he can hurt you from multiple areas. And misses the first free throw there. Knocking down the second. And it's 18-point lead for the Windsor Express, 93-75. You spoke earlier in the pregame, Aaron, that Windsor is the only team to keep London under 100 points this year. Let's see if that can be a repeat tonight. Loose ball. Nick Evans comes up with it. In the corner, Giroux has it. Settles it down and gives it back to Maurice Jones. Driving, kicking, Giroux for 3. And Royce White fell as he was grabbing that rebound and was out of bounds the last time he touched it, so it will be Express ball. Maybe looking for a foul down low.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't going to get it regardless. That was on his own terms. He fell, and he was right on the baseline, so referee saw that he was in control.
Agreed. Dre is back into the contest. Maurice Jones to inbound, gives it into Juan Patillo. Tough angle there, shoots it off the backboard.
Oh, my.
Williamson gets hit from Wally Ellenson on the right wrist, so he'll go to the free throw line. Regardless, the Windsor Express fans are excited about that play from Wally Allenson. And the Windsor Express have the most block shots in the league. So whenever they have a chance to go up and make a play, they're going to do it. And Wally Allenson's one of the best we've had in this city, I have to say.
And 5.6 blocks per game for the Windsor Express. Number 1 in the league. London is 9th in the league with blocks, halving what the Windsor Express has, 2.8. And it's mainly because of plays like that where you don't give up on the play, especially when you're on defense.
And London's having a hard time from the free throw line tonight. Right now, 19 of 30 in the game. Make that 20 of 31, but on the other side, the Windsor Express, 16 for 20, Aaron.
One of their best free throw shooting performances so far tonight, and it's against the best team in the league, no question about it.
Nice play from Anderson there, coming up with the steal, gets the ball back, but another turnover from London. We'll give the ball over to Windsor. 7:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. A lot of basketball here to play. Lots and lots of basketball left. Shaq Keith for 3. Royce White gave him the area, so Shaq took the shot. He's been increased his three-point percentage from his rookie season, adding that to his game. Anderson for 3. Almost thought that one was going to go in. We've seen Anderson knock down shots from nearly half court before.
He usually have hot nights beyond the arc, but that one wouldn't go for him.
Jones thought he turned it over to Ryan Anderson.
And right guy gets slapped with the tee.
And Anderson's going to be assessed the technical foul. Anderson goes to the bench. Junior Cadogan checks in.
So it looks like Wally's going to shoot the technical.
And right now, Wally is the team's leading scorer and the game's leading scorer with 18 points.
And you know, it's rare to outscore Royce White in a game so heated up. Especially for every other team that goes up against the London Lightning. Usually the game's leading scorer, if not that, it's either Ryan Anderson or
Julian Boyd.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick them. Like, you can really take your pick on who's going to have a hot game.
And once again, it goes to what I said before, that there are no captains on this team. Anybody could have their day.
Absolutely. If there's one leader, I'd have to say it would be Ryan Anderson. Probably the most. No. Marvin Phillips, maybe. Who knows? But like you said, anyone can be a captain on this squad. They're all team. Allenson looking inside for DeAndre. And he scores. He's got that low post on lock. Puts it off the square, and he knows it's going to go in.
It's his neighborhood. It is his neighborhood.
And that ball is knocked away by the Windsor Express, so London will hang on to possession.
I mean, a lot of people think that DeAndre versus Royce is a mismatch for DeAndre himself, but no, he has that physicality in him to make sure that he goes one-on-one against him and succeeds. And he's doing that tonight.
Jones. Looking inside to DeAndre Thomas, working against Marvin Phillips. This is a nice matchup.
Oh.
Finds a cutting Wally Ellison for 2.
He flipped it up once again.
Marvin Singleton over to Royce. Royce to his left draws the foul. That nice low crossover up in one motion. Nice movement from Royce White there.
It's quite interesting considering he did that low crossover in the post, which most people rarely try to cross people over in the low post. They usually keep that stuff for behind the key so they could explode. But no, Royce White got that type of footwork that could defy pretty much anybody when it comes to defensive play.
And White knocks down the first. And knocks down the second. Royce White goes 2 for 2, makes it a 19-point game. Windsor Express are 3 points away from hitting the century mark.
Before the London Lightning, we have to add 2.
Rare. Jones at the elbow, Euro step, draws the foul, and will go to the free throw line. Maurice Jones is really enjoying himself tonight.
He's enjoying himself and he's improving himself. I mean, look at the stat line for him. 1 more assist, he's in the double-double club. 10 points, 9 assists, and 2 rebounds. 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from the 3-point stripe, and perfect from the charity stripe.
Yeah, we're going to take a short break here on Knockstrom.tv. We'll be right back here from Windsor. All right, coming back out of the timeout, Maurice Jones at the free throw line, and I believe you've got some fun things to say about Maurice Jones, of course.
Yeah, Maurice Jones, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning there was a video released for him showing a highlights of him, how dedicated he is to the game, and we got to give a quick shout out to Jeremy James on that. He is really doing well, both Jeremy and Maurice Jones with the Windsor Express. I mean, he's one of the most dedicated point guards you will see in this league.
Yep.
We understand that he had a lot of work to take in when Darren Duncan was out at the beginning of the season, and he did a phenomenal job at that spot.
Yep, Maurice Jones connects 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Special shout out to our friend Kobe K. Not with us today. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Garrett Williamson in the lane, off the glass. Oh, you can't get it to fall. Robbery. Cadogan, loose ball. Phillips gets it back out, and Royce White fakes the shot to his right. Oh, I thought he was going to cram it home. Williamson with the rebound stuffs it for 2.
Yeah, but it got Wally Ellison out of the way to get a better shot off.
Shaq Keith slows the possession up for Windsor. The clock is the biggest enemy of London right now. And Jones tried to get around the double team, but he draws a foul on Marvin Singleton. That will bring up 2 free throws. And of course, I forgot to say this earlier, Windsor Express Basketball is brought to you by Mastro Kitchen Studio. Is your kitchen showing its age? Mastro Kitchen Studio can rejuvenate your existing kitchen with a fresh design that will reflect your unique taste and lifestyle. We offer innovative, quality cabinetry and a great selection of styles and colors. Our aim is to give our clients expert advice, quality products, and exceptional service. Our designs are developed specifically for you. Our cabinetry, custom built for your unique space. Mastro Kitchen Studio, creating designs with you in mind. Thank you to our sponsors on Knockstrom.tv. Maurice Jones knocks down the second free throw. And the Windsor Express cracked the century mark there, Aaron, up 101-80.
And most people usually think that it would be the Lightning to strike 100. But it's the other way around tonight because of the ball movement from the Windsor Express. We have new players coming in, like we said earlier.
A lot of energy in the crowd tonight for these new players coming in.
And now they're leading in points in the paint, 48-38. And their bench has been the key reason why they are up by 21. Look at this, a plus 16 for the Windsor Express, 49-33. But nothing to knock on the London Lightning for because Royce White got his typical double-double once again, 19 and 10.
Worth noting, we've got ourselves a little bit of a barn burner going on in the other NBL Central Division action tonight.
Yep, the Orangeville A's and the Niagara River Lions as we see Garrett Williamson bank it in. It's a tie ball game and a doozy at 90 apiece. Orangeville A's not looking to bounce back, but trying to keep up a good, consistent win pattern for them.
Yep.
The River Lions, once again, still trying to get out of the cellar.
Struggling a little bit, Niagara, but they've got so much talent on that squad, it's very surprising.
Yes, that's talent.
Juan Patillo is fouled on the baseline drive. Tried to slam it home, but he'll go to the free throw line. 101-82 the score for the Windsor Express. 4:08 left in the fourth quarter.
Juan Patillo not doing much in the scoring department, but look at his stats for the rebounds. 15 points, 15 rebounds, 6 points. A lot of rebounds done by the Windsor Express. They are out rebounding one of the toughest teams in the league when it comes to that stat, 55-39. And they reached double digits in offensive rebounds too, which it's rare for them to do this season, but they pulled out all the stops on this one.
Williamson to Marvin Singleton for three, and he cans it. Nice job for Singleton to knock down the shot when his number was called.
Connects on his first shot of the game.
Bennett passes out of the double team. Cadogan goes down. Open shooter for the Express. It's Wally Ellenson for three.
It's not ending. It's not ending for Wally Ellenson. Like I said, once he gets on a scoring tear, you cannot stop him. 23 points to his name right now, putting on a magnificent exhibition.
White for three. Leaves it short. Patillo with the rebound. 3:30 to go here in the game. Bennett up the floor. Bennett in his first game back in a Windsor Express jersey. But I will tease, Coach Bill Jones and Dardis Willis did tell me there is another piece coming.
Oh boy.
And I'm not going to say who. DeAndre Thomas drives baseline and draws the foul. Draws a foul. Julian Boyd's fourth foul of the game. Windsor up 105-85.
What an impressive game. I know I said that over and over again, folks, but look at those additions the Windsor Express got right on time. I mentioned ever since they acquired Juan Patillo, they have been tearing it up. Won 6 of their first 9 games with them. Now you add more pieces to the puzzle and hopefully more before this trade deadline expires. And you are going to have a tough team to go up to if you are in the Central Division.
DeAndre leaves it short on the second free throw. Splits the pair. 106-85 Windsor leads. Have yet to see Rudolph Jolly in the game tonight. And Noel Moffitt. I believe those are the only two that have not seen any minutes in the contest. And a kickball is going to be called against Cadogan, so it will be Windsor Express ball. Are they going to call that a block? Yeah, they're going to call that a block on Cadogan. With 2:59 to go, Maurice Jones at the free throw line. And he does have his double-double now. 14 points, 10 assists.
No question. Give the game ball to him. Fantastic game tonight.
Fourth quarter of Windsor Express basketball is brought to you by DC Basement Waterproofing and Concrete Raising. Thank you for your support of Knoxroom.tv and Windsor Express basketball. Williamson, offensive foul. Criswell was open in the corner, but Tony Bennett took that bump there.
So, Brett, I talked to a couple London fans before the game, before they took that 401 trek, and they appeared so jovial. They were in a great mood considering what streak the Lightning has been and how they've been playing lately. But now it's looking like the Windsor Express is gaining the upper edge. They didn't expect the Windsor Express to come out guns a-blazing and put out a magnificent display as they have, but they got to keep their head up. They broke a record, a league record, for winning 14 straight. That's one thing that will possibly never happen again, but then again, with these super teams adding, you can't even tell.
That's right. Junior Cadogan with the steal, going the other way, gives it over to Williamson for 2. Garrett Williamson throwing it down. 2:30 to go here in the game. Juan Patillo turned the ball over the last time he tried to inbound it. Thought he had the baseline, but he didn't. Windsor Express working that ball around, breaking the press. Good quick ball movement on that press break. Down low to DeAndre Thomas, spinning. Score to the free throw line. DeAndre Thomas still going to work with 2:08 to go here in the game.
Using his right shoulder to guide him to the open space that he had left in the paint to get an easy shot off. But he got the contact as well. He's having a great game so far. He's trying to go en route for 18 points. He has 16 at the moment with 4 rebounds to his name.
DeAndre converts at the free throw line. Nice game for down low from DeAndre. Good shooting percentage. Using that glass really well in the low post. Knocks down the free throw there. Mark Knight, our PA announcer for tonight, in for the 6th, Steve Belanger. We miss you, Stevie. Wish you nothing but the best. Turnover, the Windsor Express. And Garrett Williamson will complete at the rim for 2 and the foul. And 1. Garrett Williamson not going away easy. DeAndre Thomas' 3rd foul of the game. And Williamson completes the 3-point play. Jones will draw the foul on Singleton. So Jones will go back to the free throw line with 1:47 to go. Maurice converts. Jones 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Criswell for 3. Yes, it's good. Anthony Criswell. 111-93. Ball's in the middle of the floor, breaking the press. Tony Bennett settles it down. He's got 14 to shoot. DeAndre working against Criswell. Spins and draws the foul on, I believe Cadogan's going to be called for reaching in. And Dre will go back to the free throw line. So DeAndre with a chance to eclipse 20 points with a pair of free throws here. He's currently sitting at 18 points with 4 rebounds. DeAndre 7 for 12 from the free throw line tonight. 7 for 12 from the field tonight. And that will be his 5th free throw. 5 out of 7. Oh, and DeAndre sits at 19 points after missing that free throw. 5 of 8 from the line tonight. Cadogan steps into a 3. Off the heel, rebounded by Jones. Knocked away. Julian Boyd gets it back, and DeAndre Thomas blocks it, and Julian Boyd will go to the free throw line. So 1:04 left to go in the game. Boyd at the line. Ooh, off on the first. Boyd, 2 of 13 from the field tonight for 5 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. 1 free throw to go. And he is off. So with that, Julian Boyd was 1 for 9 from the free throw line in the game tonight. And Noel Moffat's going to check into the game. Fan favorite, Rudolph Jolly is going to check into the game. Welcome back. Big number 40. DeAndre Thomas checks out of the game. Juan Patillo at the line for 2. Juan Patillo, not the best shooting performance from him tonight. But this guy has been cleaning up rebounds. 19 rebounds tonight for Juan Patillo. And 2 free throws there will give him 9 points. Noel Moffat into the game, rocking number 4. Shout out to all of our fans out in Newfoundland and Labrador and the Maritimes, checking in on Noel. Memorial University product. Marvin Singleton off the backboard, and that will be a dead ball. Windsor Express possession. And Windsor will try and close out the last 50 seconds. And will try and pick up their first win over the London Lightning. Noel for 3. No good. Kind of rushes delivery there, but locks the ball loose. Noel Moffat, with 30 seconds to go, finds Tony in the corner. Looking for Noel. Defender right behind him. Smart play not to shoot it. Bennett for 3. Rebounded by Jolly, but he's going to step out of bounds. So with 17 seconds to go, Windsor up 21. Williamson for 3. No good. That's going to go off the backboard. So with 9 seconds to go, Windsor's up 21, 114, 93. Stay tuned for the Windsor Express post-game show with Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince. They'll be down at courtside shortly. Congratulations to the Windsor Express. Big win to get themselves to 11-13. London drops to 18-4, still the best team in the league. And it will be interesting the next time these two teams meet. London will host River Lions on Saturday, and the Windsor Express are off until next Wednesday against the same River Lions. So for Brett Hedges, everyone here at Knockstrom.tv, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the post-game show shortly. We'll be right back. Windsor Express win.
Newsflash, the London Lightning's 14-game winning streak has come to a close. Windsor Express got it done 114-93. Welcome to the Knoxham postgame. JP, number one, it's safe to say that London's night has went to the dogs, as you could tell by the tie, but it was that fast start by the Windsor Express that started everything for them. Everybody was clicking on cylinders, apparently.
In that second half, definitely, because Windsor went on a huge run in that third quarter. At one point, it was an 18-4 run, outscoring them 37-23 in the quarter, and that is just when Windsor just took the dogs, as you mentioned with the tie there, and just pulled away here for this big victory because they just had all the momentum in the second half. In London, I think, just let the frustration get to them.
Yeah, and a lot of people did not expect the Windsor Express to take down the London Lightning in what has been a franchise high when it comes to winning streaks, but they had pieces to the puzzle that they went back from, referring to those three players that came back from last year. Rudolph Jolly, he didn't play much, but he put on a great contribution at the end of the game. You had Tony Bennett, and then you have Shaquille Keith coming from Cape Breton. And I mentioned before in the telecast there were about 5 people from the Windsor Express that had double-digit points this evening, but everybody's giving the game ball to Maurice Jones, who has had a double-double tonight.
17 points and 10 assists. He had a good game tonight, helping the team distribute the offense, or I should say, help pass the ball around to get some plays, even though it doesn't show it as much. I know there's a double-double, but he helped with a lot more than just those 10 assists because he went to the line a lot, especially at the end, 9 of 10 from the line. He was hitting his shots tonight. Right? He was hitting the jumpers. He was hitting the layups when he had the chances. So he just played some of the best ball he's played all season overall and helped Windsor with the victory overall. Well, in what was overall a balanced attack with the double-digit scoring overall from Windsor.
Especially when you see the rebounds. The Express out-rebounded the Lightning 60-43. That's rare when it comes to playing against a team with a high caliber as the London Lightning. And once again, they kept the Lightning under 100 points, which is an accomplishment within itself.
It is a huge accomplishment because London, in most of these games so far this season, it seems they have just been scoring 100 points, over 100 points per game with ease. They've been easily scoring against defenses of various calibers, and of course Windsor seems to be the ones who are able to stop them overall. Well, of course, this team has got a lot of upgrades since their last meeting in mid-January as Tony Bennett goes into the tunnel nearby, with the crowd cheering. But this was definitely a good defensive game overall for Windsor. For London, though, like I said, it just seemed like they were off tonight, but I feel like they're going to still bounce back. Of course, they're still at the top of their division. They're playing Niagara next on Saturday. They're going to have a chance to bounce back.
Okay. Time is of the essence. Out-of-town scores. We all know the St. John Riptide beat the Moncton Miracles. We had a doozy right there at the Meridian Center, Niagara taking on Orangeville. How close is that game when it comes to that? Because last time I checked, it was tied at 90 with a few minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Orangeville actually got the win 97-95 in that one to end things off there. So, yes, that one went right down to the wire. Overall, it was a shot with just about 3 seconds to go, stealing it by Jamison Tipping to win the game for Orangeville. So a big performance there. Of course, you have Anthony Harris coming off that IR tonight with 17 points immediately. Plus, you have your player of the week for the Central Division in Nastich, Stefan Natchez, with a team-high 19 points and 10 rebounds.
Well, as we wrap it up, mostly Orangeville's talent has come from Relier, Hollis, Jefferson, but no, it's Nastick and James and Tipping doing it justice tonight. But like JP said, next game for the London Lightning will be this Saturday against the Niagara River Lions. We'll be there for Budweiser Gardens. The game will start at 7 p.m. And Niagara got their hands tied pretty much right now because they'll be in London this Saturday, but they'll be back here next Wednesday to play against the Express. So tune in Saturday at Bud Gardens.
where the Lightning plays against the River Lions, 7 p.m. tip like we said. Final score once again, 114-93. The Windsor Express stops the Lightning's 14-game winning streak. We'll see you then. This has been a presentation of Knoxstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. For JP Justin Prince, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.